Hey everybody, welcome back. This is Chris with Christopher Farms, doing a little improvement on the greenhouse today. So let me, well, I'll be right back. Hey everybody, video yesterday I talked about doing some roll-up sides in the greenhouse. Had a couple of fire runs yesterday and didn't get to it. Did get up to Menards and get the supplies that I needed. Have a bunch of rebate coupons, I don't know, whatever, rebate certificates. And so I got up there, spent about $100 on supplies, and didn't cost me anything out of pocket, so I liked that. That was pretty cool. But I didn't get to doing it yesterday, so that's my main project for today, and then get back over on the high tunnel. It's supposed to rain the next few days, and so if I don't get a lot of progress done, I'll be fighting rain, which isn't a big deal. But at any rate, I cleaned up the greenhouse this morning. I got up and got on it and cleaned it out so I could show you guys a tour. So let's take a look over here at the greenhouse. So this is the greenhouse. It's 18 feet wide and 3 feet long. I made it out of 1.5 inch electrical conduit, plastic PVC stuff, and basically you can see how it went together. Hoop house, greenhouse, sort of a high tunnel, not really a high tunnel, but at any rate, there's a lot of plans out there on the internet for doing this, so I'm not going to go into a lot of detail with that here, but did get everything except for the plastic C-channel and wiggle wire at my local Menards. So all the fittings came in, or not the fittings, but the PVC and the stakes I put down were just one size larger PVC, screws and lock washers and all that stuff. One thing I will say is, man, watch out for these things. You catch out with your back and it hurts. I got a couple taped up over there where I went through. So I didn't do anything with this in the spring, and it you can see there's still some grass that grew up and had died and stuff like that. So cleaned most of that up. I don't know if I'll come in and put mulch in here. Not really my intent to grow in the ground in here. It's more just for seed starting, which you can see I got some of that laid out here. Got some high tunnel parts here, so they go over there on the big one. So that's just in here for temporary storage. Got my weed eater here that probably leaking out a little bit of fuel there. There we go. So the intent of this is to start seeds and seedlings early in the spring or even late winter with the high tunnel. So I've got my barrel stove here, and I've got all the pipe to the flue pipe and all that stuff to do that. So early on I won't heat the greenhouse, except, well, if I'm working in here I'll start a fire and, you know, get warm, something to stand next to while I'm getting seeds ready. But the first thing that happens is I go in here, and this is my germination chamber. I need a little bit of work on it, but it's just a stainless steel shelf that I picked up at an auction once upon a time. And then I have it, the insulation, this foil bubble wrap type of insulation all the way around it. And I don't have it in there now, but I have a regular like space heater, and I have a crock pot that I fill with water and turn on, and then I've got a temperature controlled switch that you know, when it needs to come on, it turns the stuff on, gets it warm. When it gets hot enough, it shuts it off for a little while. And so early on in the winter, when the seeds are germinating, they'll just be in here, and I won't heat the whole space. I'll just heat my germination chamber. Then once the seeds come out and germinate and they start growing like this and needing the sunlight, that's when I'll pull stuff out, put them on tables. I got one table in here. I need to make up some others, but won't need to do that until spring, late winter, middle of winter sometime. But at that point, once I bring the stuff out here, out of the germination chamber, that's when I'll need to run the barrel stove full time to make sure it stays at a good temperature for growing seedlings. That's where I'm pulling wood in with a firewood permit off the Hoosier National comes in handy, and I also have some other sources for some firewood. So I'll get that going on, and then yeah, I've got 2 layers of plastic, so I inflate between the two, and in cold weather that keeps the insulation value. There's my fan over there that my buddy Rick gave me. Need to do some stuff with it, with what I'm going to go on next and tell you about. But yeah, I wasn't here in the spring, and unfortunately the storm must have come through and popped this door open. This was a glass door, and it went out and hit the edge of my my chimney pipe there, my flue pipe, and shattered that glass. Thankfully it's just safety glass, so it didn't get the shards or anything. And I took the shop vac and got most of it up off the ground, but I can still see there's some stuff there, but no big deal. The end walls I still need to work on. I knew I'd need work on those when I set it up temporarily. So I need to get some more C-channel and do some better stuff there, both the front and back end wall. Not really important right now because I want to get rid of heat. Right now, it looks like in here, I'm a little over 100 degrees, and it's probably 80 degrees outside, maybe a little bit less. So it's really too hot in here for doing anything seed-wise at the moment. So I am going to do roll-up sides. This is what I was talking about yesterday, what I'll bring you guys along for. So what I'll basically do is put these boards, these will be like on the big high tunnel, I'll put these boards on going up here, and then I'll move my C-channel from down there to up here and fasten my plastic in with a wiggle wire, and then I'll use this PVC I have here on the ground and roll it up. So whew, we're getting warm already. Better out here than in there though. So I'll go ahead and get the camera situated and bring you guys along. So first thing I got to do is take off the wiggle wire that's in the C-channel. It's holding the plastic together. That'll allow me to get up underneath here and start putting on my my boards. So I'm gonna get my favorite podcast going on.
So starting up their lawnmowers to get ready to go out and mow their 1, 2, 20-acre lots. But anyway, enough about lawn mowing and COVID. If this is your first time with us here at the Hammer Your Workbench,
Alright, I got all my wiggle wire off on this side. Gonna have to do something with my blower set up there. It's sort of in the way at the moment, but now I can get back in here and from the other side and put my hip boards on. And they'll be on the other side of the plastic, but they'll be about right here. And then I'll put my C-channel back up here, tighten my plastic back down, get ready to move on. So this is the next step. I got to get some string out, tools, some other stuff. We'll be back. Whew. It's a little hot out here, but it's really hot in there. It's about 120 degrees still. I've got a fan going, an exhaust fan. I turned it off so you guys could hear me instead of the fan. So I got all of my hip boards put in on this side, 30 feet of it. That went okay. Had a little problem. The pipe straps I got were actually for conduit and not for the PVC, so I could only get one side of the strap down, but I think that's okay. Later on I'll take you guys in there and show you that. It's one thing around here is you know, if it don't work, it don't work. If you can learn my lesson, then better for you. So I've got this 30 feet of PVC laid out and glued. I'm letting the glue dry. I don't want the glue to come in contact wet with my plastic. But this is what I'm using, thin walled PVC. This is a little cheaper than regular like drinking water PVC, household PVC. This is made for like sprinklers, lawn sprinklers and stuff like that. So I'm going to wrap my plastic around this PVC, and then I fashioned up these clips that look like this. This is just the same thin wall PVC. I cut it and then use some tin snips to cut out, I don't know, maybe a quarter of it, and then that will snap on there with the plastic around it, hold the plastic in place, and then I'll shoot a self-tapping screw in there just to make sure it all holds in place. Duct tape over the screw so it doesn't mess with the plastic. So that's it. I'm just waiting on this PVC to dry up and we'll get started on the next step. All right, so got the PVC in there. I got the clips on there. I did not actually use a self-tapping screw to secure it into place because it seemed like it was pretty good. So we'll see. I got my little crank handle on here, and hopefully this other stuff doesn't get in the way. We'll see how this goes. I haven't tried it yet. So yeah, it's not too bad. It's a little off, but hey, I've got what I want. I got roll-up sides on my greenhouse. So I got a little string here. I'm going to just secure this in place so it doesn't unroll. And then there we go. Yeah, so that worked pretty good. I need to get my C-channel on here and get my wiggle wire in here, secure all that in place, and then I think that'll be pretty good. I think once I get the other side done, it'll really help out on the temperature. Alright, so I cranked it up a little bit farther so I could expose my hip board here and give you guys a better example of what I'm going to be doing. So I have that C-channel. I mean, C-channel looks like that, that this wiggle wire fits into to secure the plastic. So I got to transfer it up to here, and then I'll lower my sides down a little bit and then put my C-channel, or after my C-channel's on there, and then get my wiggle wire on there, and that'll be pretty much complete. I have to button up a few things, but there you go. I've been needing to do that for a while, so got half of it done. Alright, so I've got all of my C-channel up on my hip board, and I'm ready now to lower my curtain back down, my plastic back down, so I can put the wiggle wire back on in its new location. So there's that. Get a piece of wiggle wire here. That's probably good to go. And this just wiggles in place. There you go. That's the first piece. So it all looks like that going down the 30 feet stretch. All right, got the wiggle wire on there. It went in really easy, really nice. It's nice to be able to do that standing up instead of down on the ground. But at any rate, so let's roll this back up. Alright, not perfect, but I'm not looking for perfect. I'm looking for practical. So string on here. There you go, ventilation. Exactly what I needed. Alright, half done. Now I gotta do the other side. Alright everybody, project complete. This is the second shirt I've had on today, by the way. First one was just so it looked like I'd been through a swimming pool. Anyway, got the project done, both sides. I still have some things to button up, trim some of this stuff up and do some things, but I should wait till another day. The main thing is I've got my roll-up sides done. I forgot to turn off my podcast. There we go. So the main thing is I've got my roll-up sides done for ventilation, and so air will flow through. I noticed there's a pretty good temperature difference from where it was at this morning. It was about 10 o'clock this morning. We were at 120 or so degrees, and now we're down to like 95. Truthfully we're probably about 110 degrees, because this was sitting out in the sun, and now we're about 92 on that one, and a little warmer on that one, but it's a little higher up, so put those closer proximity there. So yeah, definitely the ventilation's helped out. Cross breeze can now come through pretty easy. I was talking to you about the clamps weren't the right size, the pipe straps. So you can see here it reaches the board, but over here it doesn't. So this strap was intended for metal conduit and not plastic or a PVC conduit. But I don't think it's going to be a problem. It seems to be in there. I got my screw in there to keep it from moving up and down, and screw there, and it's pretty secure on there. Just a little piece I cut with some extra that I had to match two pieces together, and it's the same. I've got the other joints the same way, like that. I ran across in my cleanup. I ran across some more trays, and I got a bunch of stuff sitting on this one. But I'm going to get some soil in these trays and find some more seeds. I got some more seed in the seed vault somewhere. See if they come up. Tomatoes are coming up. Some of the things I didn't think were going to germinate are germinating, so I'll have to figure out which tomatoes go where and whatever. Not a big deal. This all replanted, so I'll have plenty of tomatoes here, and I got peppers here, and I don't know. I have to go look, see what I'm going to plant over there. So I got some tools to put up and organize and do whatever. It's about 3:30, I think, and I don't know if I'm going to do anything else or not. So at any rate, that's the updated greenhouse tour. Hope you guys enjoyed. And I don't remember if I said this before. I might have. If you guys are interested in doing something like this, look up HP Gardener's YouTube channel, and go back probably 6 or 7 years now, and he's got a lot of videos that talk about putting up high tunnels and stuff like that, and you can Google some stuff and find it as well. So that's it. I'll let you guys go, and hopefully I'll get back on track and start humping on a high tunnel tomorrow and get it significantly moved forward, so hopefully you can put plastic on Saturday. All right. Talk to you guys later.